Welcome back, guys. This is a video from the original Xbox collection. This is not as big, nowhere near as big as my 360 collection, or not as big as my Xbox One collection, but I'll show it anyway. First of all, Area 51. Really good game. I've not played loads of this game, but still a good game if you're into aliens and science fiction. I'd definitely recommend that one. This is a good game, Bard's Tale. Really good if you're into like top-down action games, a bit like RPG games. It can be quite hard to find sometimes as well, this one. I'd definitely recommend picking that up if you're into top-down games like Diablo. One of my favourite games on the original Xbox, Call of Cthulhu. Obviously it's Bethesda. Quite hard to get hold of as well now. Definitely in my top 10 original Xbox games, this one. If you're into horror as well, I'd recommend that one. Constantine. I really enjoyed the film of this. I'd recommend picking that up. The game goes for quite cheap, so you can probably get this game for a couple of pounds, so it's worth it. The graphics are okay. Call of Duty Finest Hour. Good game. Probably my favourite out of the old Xbox Call of Duty games, but obviously not as good as the newer Call of Duty games that are out now, but still worth a play. Big Red 1, another good game, but not as good as Finest Hour. Again, you can get these dirt cheap now, but they're still worth a play if you can find them in the shop. Counter-Strike, the original one. Not as good as the remastered Global Offensive, but still a good game. Still good to go back and play this now. It still holds up pretty well. Conflict Desert Storm 2. Not bad if you're into like third person games. Graphics still look good. Worth a playthrough. You can get this dirt cheap now. It's not my favourite game on the system. This is another hidden gem, Cold Fear. I definitely recommend picking this up if you're into horror games like Resident Evil. I prefer this to a lot of the others. It's one of my favourite horror games on the original Xbox, this one. Speaking of horror games, Doom 3. Excellent game. One of my favourite, if not my favourite game on the system, this one. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, it's that good. I've got this version of it as well, the limited collector's edition. This is my favourite game on the system and the favourite edition of it. Destroy All Humans, brilliant game. Quite fun to play. Still holds up pretty well, the graphics to this day, plus it's Xbox One compatible now. You can play it on the Xbox One, so if you can find this dirt cheap, I've had it ages, but it's still probably a couple of pounds. Dark Watch, another one of my favourite games on the system. First person, really good storyline, graphics are good. This is quite a game that you don't see very often in the shops, but it's definitely worth a playthrough. This is in my top 10 as well, the original Xbox. Fable. Everybody knows Fable. Obviously this one's not quite as good as number 2, but probably better than 3. Good game. You can get it dirt cheap. That's the same game, The Lost Chapters, just added chapters onto the game. No different really from the other one. Halo, everybody knows this one. The bog standard original Halo. Many people's best game on the system, but not for me. It's a great game, but not in my top 10. Halo 2. Brilliant game. More like the first one, but shamefully, this is probably the only Halo game I've never finished. I should go back and finish it really, but it's the only one I've never finished, this one. Hitman Contracts, great game. Played it loads years and years ago. It's still pretty good. Not the best Hitman game you can get, but it's right up there. Hulk, a fun little game if you're into superhero games. It's not as good as the Incredible Hulk game on the Xbox 360, but for the sake of a couple of quid, might as well pick it up. This game is also compatible with the Xbox One now. Really good game, top down, plus it's Xbox only, which makes it even better. You can probably get this for about £4 or £5 now. Pretty good game, I'd recommend that one. This is a good game, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. If you're into third person and you're into Indiana Jones films, I'd definitely pick this one up. Not bad. This one's really good, and it's only on Xbox. I'd say this one's probably my top 10 original Xbox as well. Jade Empire. If you're into like RPG games and you're into like Kung Fu, this is a very good game. Morrowind, good game. Massive Bethesda fan, but I got into this quite late, so the graphics don't hold up very well compared to the likes of Oblivion and Skyrim. But it's definitely worth a play, seeing as you can play it. It's backwards compatible now. Max Payne 1, good game. If you're into that slow motion bullet camp sort of games, again I got into these quite late. That one and the second one. I've played more of the third one, to be honest, and the graphics look better on the third one, but I can see why people really like these games. And the stories are brilliant on them. Manhunt, great game, and it's Rockstar, so yeah, played this tons on the PS2 years ago, but yeah, really good game. Rockstar always make good games. Mortal Kombat Deception, this is a really good game as well. Not as good as the newer Mortal Kombats, but the battle chess mode in this were fantastic. You could have a game of chess and then you had to battle it out against your friends or whatever, and yeah, really good. Predator Concrete Jungle, really good game. I'm a massive fan of Predator, the films, so this is a really good game. Sierra as well, so fantastic. You can actually be the Predator. It's another one I played years ago and I had to get it again. Project Zero, horror game, like Japanese horror ghosts. I've not played loads of this first one, but I really love horror games and ghosts, so really good. This is a better one, the second one, Director's Cut. This is definitely better than the first one. They're both really good games, but I've played more of this one. I like the idea behind it with the camera and the ghosts, and you feel quite vulnerable on it, not overpowered, so it's a good game. Reservoir Dogs, really good game, love the film, absolutely love the film, and this game actually looks really good. To say it's not really a big money game, but it looks really good actually. This is a game that not a lot of people have heard of, Run Like Hell. It's a horror game. It's okay, not the best horror game you can get, but it's not one that you see all the time. That's why I picked it up, because I like things that are not really popular. Rainbow Six 3, Tom Clancy. Obviously it's dead cheap, nowhere near as good as the new Tom Clancy games, but it won't be. And what can you say for the price of 10p? Shadow the Hedgehog, did have a lot of fun with this, with my sons in split screen. It's not bad if you're into like a quick game in multiplayer where you're trying to kill each other. It's good. Really good game, and this is one of my favourites on the system, Silent Hill 4 The Room, but I love all Silent Hill games, but this one had a different take on things. It definitely, I don't know what it was, but it were really good. Splinter Cell, One of the most popular games on the system at the time when it came out. Still holds up really well. Still a very good game. I'd recommend that. You can get that for less than £1 these days. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, same as that. You can get that dirt cheap. This was even better than the first one. I'd recommend that one. You can get that for under £1. And then Chaos Theory. This is the best of the three in my opinion. They get better each time. And you can get them all for probably 75p. But definitely recommend all three of them. Definitely that one. Star Wars Battlefront. This is where it all started. The Battlefront games. In my opinion, these sometimes are better than the newer remakes. There's that one. And then there's Battlefront 2. And you can play them now on the Xbox One. The gameplay is really, really fun. If you're playing with your friends or your kids, split screen, or really, really fun. Sometimes the Jedi and Sith modes are the best on these. Star Wars Republic Commando, great game, first person, and the actual story is really fun on this. So you play as the Commando unit. It was a different take on things rather than being Jedis, like you are in most games. Star Wars Obi-Wan. Never really played this game. I've never tried it, but I've heard good things about it and I got it cheap, so I picked it up. SWAT. Not bad. I played a SWAT game on the PSP years ago, but again, for the price of 50p, and it's not a bad game. It looks quite well actually for its time. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This had a really, really good battle mode where two of you had to battle it out against each other on different maps, which were quite fun on this to play. Another one of my favourite games on the system, Scarface, The World Is Yours. I definitely recommend this one. I think I got it for about £8. Sierra again. The prices go up and up and up all the time on these sorts of games. But if you love the film, like I did, you'd love this. The Suffering, really, really good horror game. Brilliant. I'd recommend this a lot if you're into horror, like I am, and it's got a really, really creepy setting. I'd definitely recommend that. And The Ties That Bind. I've not really played much of this one. I've played the first one more. It's more of the same. But if you love the first one, you'll love this one because it's more of the same. Turok Evolution, dirt cheap, not as good as the remake Turok that they did on the 360, which I've got, but for the price of about 75p, yeah, not too bad. Thief Deadly Shadows, good game, spooky, not as good as, well, in some ways better than the new Thief that they brought out, which I've got on all systems, but I think I paid about £4 for this, so yeah, that's a game that I'd pick up probably, plus it's only on Xbox. The Thing, another one of my favourite games. I know I keep saying that, but this is a cracking movie and a cracking game. I had it on the PS2 years ago, and I had to get it on this for £1.50. Definitely a good game, I recommend that. Yet again, another of my favourite games, The Punisher. The Punisher is one of the most badass characters in the comic book universe, but this game is really good, and some of the executions you can do on the villains are amazing. The Godfather, really good game. I've got The Godfather 2 as well on the Xbox 360. But this is good if you're into gangster things and you love the Godfather movies. I would pick this up without a doubt. Prince of Persia, Two Thrones. Never really played this one, but it was dirt cheap. I've got some of the other Prince of Persia games on the 360, but I've heard good things about these ones. So if you're into Prince of Persia, give it a go. Another game I've never played, Van Helsing, 75p, and I absolutely love the movie. So if you're into the movie and you're into third-person games, it might be worth a buy, but I only picked it up because it was so cheap. So that's the Xbox One collection. Xbox original collection, sorry, Xbox One. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.